Hello there. Great to have you on this episode of Tech Trends. I'm Olayemi Odunuga. We reflect on the remarkable strides made in technology both globally and locally. From breakthroughs in generative AI to cybersecurity, smart healthcare, and even Nigeria's bold embrace of artificial intelligence with the release of its national AI strategy, the year has been nothing short of transformative. 2024 was proof that Nigeria is not just catching up with global trends, but carving its own path in technology and innovation. Well, let's take a look at the major tech stories that shaped 2024 and what they mean for the future. 2024 was the year generative AI made waves across the globe. AI innovations not only redefined industries, but also fueled global discussions around ethics, regulation, and its future potential. Here in Nigeria, technology hits new milestones, and on this week's edition of Tech Trends, we'll be revisiting some of them.
Thank you very much.
The release of Nigeria's national AI strategy was a landmark moment, positioning the country as a key player in the global AI revolution. Over 120 researchers, startups, and stakeholders gathered at the National Artificial Intelligence Strategy Workshop to map out a comprehensive implementation plan. According to the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani, substantial investments are underway to build local AI expertise and elevate Nigeria's role in the global AI ecosystem.
Our position is to ensure that our voices are represented in the development of this technology globally. And I want to remind us, we're not far behind. The world at the minute when it comes to artificial intelligence is diverging. The US has its own perspective to how AI should be developed and regulated. The Europeans have their approach to how it should be developed and regulated. The Asians have many approaches to how it should be developed and regulated. So even as we start to think of the African way, we must show leadership. Let's not imagine that we can't show global leadership, because there's nowhere in the world where AI is going to be based on divergent views. What we're seeing today is the reality that countries are still grappling with it. So there's a lot of silos in the way people are thinking about AI. But I can assure you that in the next 3 to 4, 5 years, there will be convergence. And why do we need to wait until that convergence starts to give leadership to it? And this is what I'm challenging each and every one of us that will participate in this workshop, not to be too focused on strategies and thinking around AI that is limited to Africa or Nigeria, that our focus should be thinking about what a good AI will be for the world.
I would go ahead and introduce the Nigerian counterpart.
Another significant AI event was the Global Inclusivity and AI Africa Conference, co-hosted by the U.S. Department of State and Nigeria's Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy. With artificial intelligence at the forefront, the event explored how African nations can work with global partners to create an inclusive digital future.
AI offers countries like ours the chance to leapfrog traditional development challenges and unlock new opportunities for growth. However, for us to truly harness artificial intelligence for our collective benefit, we must be deliberate and collaborative in our approach. We must ensure that our digital transformation journey is inclusive, equitable, and human-focused. As part of our further investment in the development of AI and its application, I am very glad to announce the launch of the AI Fund in collaboration with Google.
Adding to the year's highlights, members of the U.S. President's Advisory Council on African Diaspora Engagement visited Viburnum Valley in Lagos to see the potential in Nigeria's tech ecosystem and how it can be nurtured.
I think it's going to bring back, one, some specific deals and engagements, but two, it's really helped us to learn how we can leverage this commission. It's a new commission, right? And it's something that we're trying to figure out how is the best way we can make an impact with them. So I think that's going to bring back some interesting lessons on where they recommend, because these are stars in the private sector.
Timbuktu is described.
2024 also saw the launch of the first Pan-African fintech hub in Lagos, a partnership between the UNDP, Timbuktu Africa Innovation Foundation, and the federal government. This initiative aimed to drive financial inclusion and sustainable development through financial technology.
There is a sweet spot that we're looking for in Timbuktu. It is that spot where technology and talent meet financing and create impact. It is that world where industry, government, and universities converge to create life-changing opportunities for young Africans who are deserving of this opportunity.
You're not following Twitter. You're not following the agencies that matter.
Also, women-led enterprises in the MSME sector were empowered through a stakeholder engagement series focusing on financial resilience and integrating technology into their businesses. The event was a platform for female entrepreneurs to exchange ideas and gain perspectives on overcoming economic challenges, as well as finding ways to incorporate tech into what they do.
All the critical issues that MSMEs face, it's an opportunity for us to have an inclusive engagement where we can sit down and talk about it, and you can be better empowered to propel your business to the next level. And the good thing about strategy is that you can tailor it to your business.
In education, over 50 schools participated in the first LEGO League National Challenge in Robotics, Coding and AI under the theme Masterpiece, which encouraged students to reimagine how art can be created and communicated.
As we witness these ingenious solutions presented by the different teams today, it is a reminder that our education system is evolving, keeping pace with the dynamic needs of the 21st century. The integration of robotics education into our curriculum not only enriches our students' academic experience, but also equips them with the skills necessary to thrive in a world that is becoming increasingly digital.
Tech events like Moonshot by Tech Cabal highlighted how Nigerian startups can build solutions for global markets. This included a fireside chat between the CEO of Big Cabal Media and the Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani. The conversation centered around how the minister's digital transformation agenda is linked to economic growth.
One thing that we've been struggling with in terms of being able to raise the level of GDP is productivity. Correct. And again, if you have economics background, you probably know that there's absolutely no way you can drive productivity without technology. If you're going to be visionary about it, there's absolutely no world where you focus on wicked problems. The reality is that for Africa, historically, we've battled with what we refer to in economics as wicked problems. These are problems that the solution to them and the requirement for solving them, they're constantly evolving. So when we talk about AI, you need to understand the entire ecosystem of artificial intelligence to truly say whether Nigeria should participate or not. Because AI is not going to be where we need it to be if certain part of the world's context is not digitized.
Meanwhile, the Art of Technology Lagos 6.0 conference focused on artificial intelligence and the Lagos digital economy, highlighting AI's role in job creation and sustainable development.
The AI market stands around $10 million by estimation. And this is from our research of different AI companies, their use cases, and different things that they are doing around solving problems across different sectors. But we estimate that by 2027, that would be around $40 million with the current growth trajectory that we are facing. And of course, by 2030, we are looking at $300 million in AI value in Nigeria. Now, these are estimations. It can very well surpass these numbers. It all depends on what you and I do to be able to bring these solutions to the fore.
Creativity and STEM education also took center stage with initiatives like the STEM Africa Fest, an event that evolved from the much-loved STEAM Fun Fest to better reflect its vision as a Pan-African learning festival. 2024's theme, Clean Tech and STEAM, addressed climate change, equipping young Africans with the tools to thrive in a tech-driven world.
Our goal is the same. We want to equip, we want to empower the African child with the skills they need to be problem solvers, innovators, and critical thinkers. And we are doing it through STEM education. For us, we hope that when children live here, they would aim to look for avenues that will teach them the things that we spark. For us, we're lighting a fire. So we hope that the fire is lit and they will go on to keep it burning. Both parents, both schools, both educators.
What we wanted was a one-stop center, place, event that has a variety of experiences for our children. We were very focused on experiences. And the experiences centered around science, technology, engineering, and math. We felt that a lot of these things were not being taught at schools. We felt that STEM in itself, STEM education, is really the pathway to innovation and creativity. And we also know that innovation and creativity contributes to economic development.
Finally, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken visited Nigeria and commissioned the American corner in Lekki, the newest and 26th American space in Nigeria. The space is being shared with one of the continent's most innovative incubators as part of a commitment to help drive digital transformation across Africa.
Here, courses on everything from learning how to code to how to write a business plan will be offered. And by the way, I should probably sign up for the coding course. Video recording, podcast studios, access to robotics equipment, 3D printing. This understanding of innovation and understanding that innovation is amplified by connection that you all represent is central to so much of what we're doing. We have something we recently established with all of the countries bordering on the Atlantic, the Partnership for Atlantic Cooperation. 36 coastal Atlantic countries, including the United States, including Nigeria, working together to promote stable, sustainable, prosperous Atlantic region.
Now that the curtain is closed in 2024, it's clear that the year was a defining one for Nigeria's tech ecosystem. From AI advancements to fostering global collaborations, the achievements have set a solid foundation for the future.
Well, it's been a year of insightful conversations and powerful stories. Here are snippets from some of our most impactful interviews.
We are having engagement with non-for-profit organizations to see how we can actually make technology accessible for all.
In a year that saw significant strides in digital transformation and data protection, we bring you exclusive conversations with thought leaders and change makers driving this evolution.
We begin to see tech take over the bulk of everything we do.
Starting with the National Commissioner of the Nigeria Data Protection Commission, Dr. Vincent Olatunji, who gave his take on data privacy protection in Nigeria and the strides we've made as a country.
I would say we've made considerable progress between where we started and now. For instance, when we started, we didn't have a law. We were just using a regulation. We didn't have a full-fledged commission. We started as a small unit under NIDA. Gradually, we had a bureau. We're using a regulation. Now we have a law passed by the United Assembly and ascended by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, on the 12th of June 2023. And in addition to that, we have an independent data protection commission. So all these, they are like showing that, yes, Nigeria is ready to do digital business, more importantly with the level of growth and development in our digital economy in the country. So in terms of awareness creation, that is for data subjects to know their rights when their data is being collected, in terms of data controllers and processors to know the obligations, the duty of care that they owe as a data subject, We've really done very well. We've really encouraged a lot of people. We've created awareness in that area. Then, the area of capacity building, the level of professionalism in the data project ecosystem where we started has really changed. It was very low when we started, but now it has increased. Even at the level of audit filing, because what the law says that all of these data controllers and processors of major importance should file the annual report with the Commission. When we started the first year, we had about 632 audit filing. The following year, we had 1,230. The next year, the last year, it was 1,777. So you could see traction in what we are doing. Also, in terms of international reputation, international recognition, we are now a proud member of the National Network of African Data Protection Authorities. In addition to that, well, we have also been accepted to the Global Privacy Assembly, made up of about 130 countries. And before you could be admitted to be a member of this assembly, you must have your data protection law, you must have an independent data protection commission. So these are some of the things that we have in Nigeria that, to a large extent, we'll say we've seen some changes.
On boosting Nigeria's digital economy, the Director General and CEO of National Information Technology Development Agency, NIDA, Dr. Kashifu Inuwa, spoke on how the agency is paving the way for Nigeria to become a digital powerhouse.
So we have a pillar on nurturing innovative and entrepreneurial ecosystem, which after building the talent, providing the enabling environment in terms of policies and infrastructure for them, we want to leverage on AFITA to see how we can expand cross-border tech trading in Africa. And also with our strategic collaborations and partnership with the global ecosystem also, we expose the Nigerian ecosystem to global conferences, as well as invite them to Nigeria to come and see what we do. So these two things, these two pillars, the nurturing innovative and entrepreneurial ecosystem and forging strategic partnership and collaboration is what will help us to expand the Nigerian tech products and services to the global market.
Still on Nigeria's digital transformation journey, Olatomiwa Williams, Microsoft's country manager for Nigeria and Ghana, shared their thoughts.
I think Nigeria government, based on our engagement with the Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, we are building the right trajectory towards digital transformation in the country. Are there opportunities, areas of opportunity? Certainly, yes. But with Nigeria coming up with a cloud-first policy, I think is a step in the right direction. And the ministers, drive to ensure that we drive inclusive and reliable AI practices in Nigeria with the call for the AI strategy for the nation is a step in the right direction. Building on the policy work that NIDA is doing around AI strategy, we are setting the right platform or the right foundation for us to really build on that. And of course, connectivity is still an area of opportunity for us, but I believe with the efforts in place to ensure that fiber reaches the nook and crannies of the country, we should be able to mitigate that. And that is the pathway for us to really ensure that technology is accessible to all, and we are able to build on the work that has been done in the past years.
The U.S. Consul General, Will Stevens, who is enthusiastic about the growing collaboration between the United States and Nigeria when it comes to technology, talked about having increased support and resources to facilitate more cross-border ties between both countries.
Yeah, the U.S. government has been, since the Biden administration announced the digital transformation with Africa at the U.S.-Africa Leaders Summit in December of 2022, we have been pushing hard to continue to grow the tech ecosystem. And I got to be honest with you, it's been a pretty easy thing to do in Nigeria because of the deep, deep ties between the United States and Nigeria in the tech space. Something like 70% of the venture capital that comes into Africa comes from the United States. And we believe that somewhere between 40 and 60%, depending on the year, of that VC flows right here into Nigeria. So a lot of these Nigerian startups are connected in the US. They're getting US funding. They're putting their intellectual property rights in the US. Some of them are even incorporated in the United States. So the US has been supporting that. We've been driving to bring in more companies, to drive more kind of big company investments. And we're supporting sort of three pillars of the digital transformation with Africa. One, digital infrastructure, which is about the high-speed broadband and internet that's coming into Nigeria. And you saw just last month or a few months ago, Meta landing their undersea cables both in Lagos and Eket. So infrastructure, people, it's about coordinating the work of our private sector, the Nigerian government, Nigerian private sector, and the US government in supporting people. And then finally, it's about that enabling environment. And again, this is an area where Nigeria excels. It's about creating the laws and the rules and the regulations that make it easier to do business in the tech space. And we've seen that come about in the consultative manner in which Nigeria brought forth the Startup Act and in the Data Privacy Act. And it's something to be commended and something we want to see going forward.
We also heard from Dr. Fenel Sakwe, chairman of the Lagos State Cybersecurity Advisory Council and member of the Forbes Technology Council, on the role of leadership in driving effective cybersecurity strategies.
Oh, leadership is everything, like we like to say. But I think it's probably easier to talk about this from a public and private sector perspective, just so I don't cut anyone out. So leadership, really, if there's no what you call the tone from the top, sort of like the chief executive of the state or the chief executive of a company lending support to cybersecurity initiatives, it will never work. You must understand, for example, that the reason why you have a police checkpoint is not for you to move faster. Sadly, it's going to make your journey slower. That is kind of what security is not to accelerate decision-making in the organization. It is to check that we're doing the right things before we take the decision. So it's not going to be loved, except there is some support from executives. One of the big security bodies is called ISACA. They did the research and they found out across the globe, they checked with 500 CFOs and CEOs, and they found out that the reason, sadly, why most executives and leadership, people in management supported cybersecurity incidents were because an attack had already happened. So we need to be more proactive.
From policies that ensure data privacy to collaborations that bridge continents, it is clear that Nigeria is carving out its place as a global tech leader. And that wraps up our journey into some of the top conversations that define 2024 on Tech Trends. As we step into 2025, the outlook is even brighter. With the groundwork laid in artificial intelligence, smart cities, and sustainable technology, the coming year promises to bring more collaboration, groundbreaking solutions, and opportunities to empower individuals and communities. Tech will definitely continue to shape our future, and Tech Trends will be here to bring you the stories that matter, because as you know, we're all about creativity and innovation. Thank you for always tuning into the program, and here's me wishing you a more innovative and impactful 2025. I'm Olayemi Odunuga.